Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and non binary friends. If it's your first time here, welcome. If it's not, welcome back to Actors with Issues with me, your host, Juan Ayala, bringing you another quick and casual chat with a delightful actor from the small screen, the big screen, or the Broadway stage. You've seen today's guest in everything. She has starred in ER, Falling Skies, Blind Spot, Mr. Robot, The First Lady, and here to talk with us about the explosive new horror film from the mind of Stephen King, Firestarter, it's Gloria Reuben. Gloria, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Juan. Thanks for having me.
So before we dive into the movie, we always start with a quick rapid fire game called Getting to Know You. So we're gonna start with coffee or tea,
Oh, coffee,
film or television,
film.
stage acting or screen acting.
Oh gosh, I'm a Gemini. I need both. Uh, uh, well, for stage,
Hero or villain.
both. Yeah.
Favorite horror movie.
Firestarter. If it can't be Firestarter, The Shining.
Good choice. What actors had the biggest influence on you?
Mm, Sigourney Weaver.
What was your first non-acting job?
Uh, Singing in a rock band when I was 15.
Cool. What's a movie that never fails to make you laugh?
Um, Caddyshack.
And a movie that never fails to make you cry.
Oh, terms of endearment, I think.
Good
Yeah.
choice. And lastly, describe your most memorable audition in 3 words. And memorable could be good or bad. So that I leave up to you.
Describe it in 3 words.
Yes.
Quiet and intense and emotional.
So, like many, I'm a huge fan of all things Stephen King. There's so many incredible movies to choose from. And I did get to see Firestarter in advance, and it was just terrific. Just like everything Stephen King, gripping, suspenseful, explosive, pun intended. So, what was it like tackling a role from a film that's been done before already? And you're the first female actor to portray this role, this gender bend.
I,
So, what was all that like?
it was fantastic. Are you kidding me? I remember the original. Even I remember seeing Martin Sheen's role in the original. Do you know? I mean, many, many years afterwards. And when this remake came up, and I heard that they were open to. Sorry, I have bad allergies. Forgive me. One
Oh, no
moment.
worries. Yeah.
And they were open to having the role of Cap Hollister be a woman. Doesn't matter what race, whatever. I read the script. I was like, perfect. This is perfect for me. I definitely am interested. I want to do this part. It was it was the script as a whole, honors the original in fundamental ways. But in terms of the kinetic testing and etc., this family and a little girl, Charlie, right? This young couple that in their time had these tests, and then here comes Charlie. But to tackle the role of Cap Hollister was just a joy on all levels because there was such space, meaning that on the page, it wasn't written out, not even on the screen, obviously, if it's not on the page, but who she was really,
Mhm.
what her inner life is. Like, what is she doing there? What are her dreams? What are her goals? What is it about this family that she is going after, not just for her job, of course, but there's another element at play here, who is she personally? All of that is not on the page. So it offered an opportunity to put in those layers on the screen without saying it.
Mhm. Yeah. And so much like what Stephen King's novels do, it's all sort of just like left to the imagination in the subtext. It's not sort of all spelled out for you.
Exactly. That's
Mm,
the joy. That's why everybody's so drawn to his stories for decades now. It's because
mhm.
also a lot of times the fundamentals are, or the fundamental thing is about family. Like it's woven around, I mentioned The Shining, this couple, it's woven around, and then the two girls in the hall. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
family thing, it's all about, so therein lies the crux of the humanity. And then the mystery of who are these people really? What's gone on in their lives? And then that slowly is revealed, but not all of it. And then there's just this, it just kind of keeps spinning in this beautiful type of tornado where before you know it, you're sucked in and you're on this ride. And you're like, what is going on? And then you're like, oh my God, you land safely and gently. And you just wait, what just happened? Wow, that was really kind of awesome. And it takes a minute for it to all kind of digest. And you're like, man, I was scared. I was emotional. I was psychologically kind of totally drawn in. I was, the suspension is crazy. The tension was so much, and the horror was just enough where you're scared a little bit, but you can sleep at night afterwards. Every time you see a chainsaw, you're not going to be freaked out. So yeah, it was a win-win. It really, I love being Cap. I just love that. I love that role. I love that. Man, it was so much fun. It was just so much fun. I just loved how there's all of these elements, when she's with Charlie, it's like, or with the doctor, right? It's like, no, I don't want to hurt her. It's best for her that she's with me, basically, and then there's with Rainbird, there are these totally other elements at play there. It's fun, great fun.
Yeah. There's so much, like you said, there's like, we don't know much about her, but there's so much there that you're just kind of left wondering. And, I did read that, the creative team behind the film may want to expand into other areas and whatnot after this title, if things go well. And I'm sure they will, because again, people love Stephen King, and, there's so much left to explore, which I'm just looking forward to. Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you what, if Cap Hollister, you're killing me here, because I'm like, oh man, I totally let's do a what was Cap Hollister's life like before she got involved with that government agency? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Write some of that. I already have some ideas. But yeah, it's just a world of great creative opportunity, and that's Stephen King all around, and Keith Thomas. I mean, he's an extraordinary director. We were filming during COVID, obviously, as with any film, tight schedule. But he was we talked about stuff beforehand, and he was calm through the whole thing. It never felt like we were rushed, even though, time is of the element, as it always is on a set. It's terrific to work with. Great guy. Really smart, really talented.
So before we wrap up, given the name of our podcast is Actors with Issues, we do touch on some different issues that actors face on the day-to-day. To give sort of insight to our audience of young actors and artists. So I'm curious, what comes to mind as something that now that is tried and true about the industry that you wish you'd learned earlier in your career?
Here's the thing, for me, and I think probably for 99% of actors, I mean, I knew in my head early on as I was beginning, you don't take it personally. The rejection, you're going to be rejected 95, if not more, percent of the time. The lucky ones, maybe the number isn't so high, but you don't take it personally. I knew that in my head, but I didn't really get that in here in my heart until much further down the road. And the thing is that being an artist, how difficult it is if you're willing to open your heart, like really to unzip and go, all right, this is what's going on inside of me. I'm going to give it to you from in the audition room. Here it is. Here I am. To do that gracefully, and if you're rejected, to not take it personally, what kind of fortitude that takes to be able to go back in the next room and do it again and again and again, and not give up on yourself. It takes a great deal of inner strength. And at the same time, you have to be vulnerable, because I can always tell. I love watching movies. Sometimes the second or third time I'll watch a movie and I'll turn off the volume. So I know what they're saying because I've seen the movie enough times, but I want to see what's going on in their eyes. If I feel something and they're not saying anything, I don't hear what they're saying, and I'm like, all right, they've opened up. It takes a great deal of strength to do what we do. So for all actors out there, young, old, everyone in between, just keep that fortitude. Don't take it personally, because everyone's got magic that they can share.
Mm.
Just keep at it, because someone's going to connect to that magic.
So before we go, we're just throw a last couple of rapid fire questions. Fill in the blank. If I weren't working in the arts, I'd be.
Marine biologist.
Have you played a marine biologist yet?
No,
Not yet.
I just love the water so much.
Yeah. What role have you had the most fun playing?
Oh boy, the most fun. Well, on a pure fun basis, just recently I did a Hallmark movie with Eric LaSalle from ER, and that
Mm.
was fun because I had fun. I was flirtatious, and we were dancing, and it was romantic, and it was funny. So that was fun, fun, fun on that level. Just pure
Mm.
fun. Yeah.
What's the best advice you've ever gotten?
Quit taking it personally.
Mm. And what's the worst advice you've ever gotten?
I'll just get over it. Yeah.
Easier said than done, right?
Exactly.
And I know you've said this already, but lastly, in 10 words or less, we always end with this question. What advice would you give to a young actor?
10 words or less. Trust your instincts. Be willing to be vulnerable. Stay focused.
Awesome. Gloria, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. If folks want to find you on Instagram or social media or anywhere, where can they find you?
All of those. Instagram, glow_Reuben, Twitter, Twitter, Facebook, all of them.
Awesome. And folks, you can always find us on Instagram at Actors with Issues. And please go see Firestarter, now playing in theaters everywhere starting May 13th. I'm Juan Yala. This is Actors with Issues, and we'll see you next week.